Good morning, everybody. I am Anchorhaven. Welcome on this. I keep thinking it's Sunday, but it's actually Tuesday. So welcome, everybody. So today it's 6:10 a.m. here in the UK right now. And I did actually sleep a little bit, but because I don't sleep very much, I've been awake for a while thinking, I need to go live. I need to just get this done. I know it's a little bit later than normal, but that's because we were on the Typical Skeptic podcast in the chat until about 2, 3, 4 hours ago, because Draco Reed was on the Typical Skeptic podcast last night. So we were all over there. So hopefully there's a few people still awake, still up, and who are going to join me. I'm not going to be on very long this morning. I just thought I can't miss the routine. Because when I said I wasn't going to do the live, people were like, what? So here I am. So hopefully people will join me in a few minutes. And this is the Mystical Wellness channel. So on this channel, we look at all things mystical, magical. We look at all things wellness, cosmic healing. We look into secret space programs, unacknowledged special access programs is the new phrase I've got to try and get comfortable with, the USAPs. We look into time travel, stargates, cloning. We look into all things weird and wonderful. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I am Anchorhaven, and we have generally a topic of discussion every morning. So we'll see. If anybody joins me today, please pop a comment in the chat letting me know where in the world you are or what time it is where you are. And you are very, very welcome. So last night Draco Reed was on the Typical Skeptic podcast, which he does every couple of months, so it's really good to see him on there. He and I do have a connection, so it's always nice to learn a little bit more about myself when he goes on the live. So hey Cyrus, it's 11:11 p.m. Is that on Pacific? Or is that so did you see? I slept for a couple of hours. I don't sleep a lot. I toss and turn. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to come on. I keep thinking it's Sunday. Does anybody else think it's Sunday? I know it's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday. Shenanigans has already started. I just got kicked out the live, guys. I just got kicked out. Aussie Jake, good morning. How are you? The legend, how's that bong smoking going? Well, for me, it's all about the Pepsi. So I'm drinking my first Pepsi of the day. Good morning. Did everybody watch Typical Skeptic podcast last night with Rob Khalil and Draco Reed? Did everybody watch that? So Draco Reed is like my SSP brother, and so he always mentions me when he's on there. Gazmatron, how are you doing? Your jokes were so funny the other day. Good morning, everybody. So I'm on team basis. So today I'm going to be finding out who's on the guest list at team basis. I'm getting some flame energy coming in. So somebody's lurking in the chat that does not have pure intention, and it's just activated my violet flame chakra. So please beware that anybody who comes towards me with ill intent or uses my names without the purest heart is going to get a massive violet flame activation. Laura McCrossin says, just say hi, Riley. Hi, Riley. How you doing, pal? Good morning. So I'm in the northwest of England. It's 6:13 a.m. It is Tuesday, not Sunday. So I need to tell my head that. And we're just coming off the back of the live from the Typical Skeptic a few hours ago, where Draco Reed was on there. And so Draco Reed is a very cool guy, and he was talking about so many things. Yeah, so if you watch that live, let me know. Also, let me know where in the world you are, what time it is where you are, so you can stay in the live. And hopefully some of my mods will come in soon. You're welcome, Lauren. You are welcome. So, yep, so it's very early here in the UK, and the sky is very grey already. So if I do get any moderators come on, then I'll be able to pull some cards for you guys. Otherwise, I will not be staying on very long, because when you're in vertical format, you just get hit by trolls so bad. And because I'm on my phone. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What did one ocean say to the other ocean? Nothing, they just waved. Oh, Gaz, you are so good at the dad jokes. It is so funny. Thank you so much for raising the vibe. So yeah, over here at Anchorhaven, we do high vibe lives. That's what we strive for, because some of the topics we discuss are a little bit on the darker side. So we do need to raise the vibe as much as we can. And we do that with laughter, with loving energies, and with really bad jokes at the moment. We're doing energy exchange on jokes. Do you know what time is? Do I know what time is? Okay, that's a really interesting concept. Time for me is timeless. So I embody multiple timelines at the same time. So time for me is choice. Time is choice. When I do oracle card reading, I'm actually looking at your highest timelines. So I'll be scanning your energetic field to look at all the possibilities of things that you may say yes to, and it opens up other timelines, different realms of existence. So I'm an anchor node for time. You're going back in time. What are you going back in time to? So Sally and Daniel, good morning. Disco time. That sounds good, Sally. Oh, Lemon Pilgrim. Yes, that's such a good one. My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. Oh, I love that, Lemon. That's so funny. Oh, so thank you guys for joining me. If you have a funny joke, please pop it in the chat. Please bear in mind, I do read out whatever I see on the screen. That's something that my mind compels me to do. So if there's something not so good, I'm probably going to read that out, and it could get you banned from the channel. So yeah, so my moderators delete things before I see them sometimes. And then I'm like, no, what did I miss? But it's just a protection so I don't read out naughty things on YouTube. So yeah, so yesterday, typical skeptic, there was Drago Reed in the chat, who is super soldier, and we love all that kind of stuff over here. So he and I have a connection. So I'm going to be on typical skeptic tonight as well, to comment on things that he said yesterday and to talk about things that are going on with me. So I had a massive flame upgrade yesterday, and I'll be talking about that on typical skeptic tonight. So I'm not entirely sure what time I'm on. It might be 7 p.m. Eastern. I have no idea. I don't think I've even arranged what time I'm on, but I know it is today. So I need to check with Rob. Sally and Daniel said hi. So let me know where in the world you are if you have not done that already. That is how you get to stay in the chats. Let me know your location, your time zone, to prove that you are not a bot that keeps going, I said hi, I said hi, right? That is clearly like a bot. Okay, so the International Disclosure Conference is coming up over the solstice in June, so the 19th, 20th, 21st of June, and this is basistv.org. The ticket link will be going up shortly, and the guest list will be confirmed shortly. However, the guests are subject to change, is what I've been told to say this time. So I'll be working on the posters and the program this week with Miles from Bases. So I'm team Bases. I'm going to be doing a small talk this year. Hello, James. Good morning. I know I did sleep. I did sleep for a while, but you know what I'm like? I'm timeless. I don't need a lot of sleep. Yeah, so how are you? What did you think of the... Oh, James was on the channel yesterday and did his very first podcast ever, and it was a very, very good podcast. So please go on my channel and have a look at the SSP Q&A with James Whitkus, which is a very good indeed, very good. And yes, that was so good. What did you guys think of Typical Skeptic last night? I know. I said that I wasn't going to come on live, but I just couldn't help myself because I was wide awake, lying in bed, wide awake. So here I am. I'm not going to stay on very long. And I said I wasn't going to do any cards until I got a moderator. So there you go. So yeah, let me know what you thought of Drago Reed on Typical Skeptic last night. And yeah, it was that was a good one with Drago. Yeah, Drago always does a good show. I would love to get him on my Q&A format, which Rob is now trying to do on his show. So, you know, but I messaged Drago like days and days ago saying, would you like to come and do the Q&A on my channel? Because he was in the chat when John Whitberg was doing his. And he hasn't checked the messages. He's very slow to respond. He takes everything very, very slow in his own time. So hopefully one day he will come on the channel here, or that we will do another video together somewhere. And because there is one video of me and Drago in the same place at the same time on my channel. So yeah, Sirius is saying, nice first interview, James. Yeah, I think you did really well. Yeah, really, really well. Because I get nervous as a guest. I'm a terrible guest. You know what? I had a bit of a scheduling conflict yesterday. John P thought he was coming onto my channel yesterday and that I was going on his channel on Wednesday, which I just thought he was coming on mine on Wednesday. So I had a bit of a scheduling conflict, which I didn't realize till kind of check my emails later. So Nathan Fox is in the chat. Hey, Nathan Fox, how are you doing? So we've got lightning, we've got stars. You know, I love a gold star, man. I absolutely love getting a gold star. Thank you so much. I had a colleague that used to make me and cut me a gold star when I did a good job, because I just sit there and pout if I didn't get one. Polly Productions said hi. He's 66. What's that mean, Polly? Let us know where in the world you are if you'd like to stay in the chat. Let us know what time zone you are on. So Nathan, what did you think of Drago Reed on Typical Skeptic last night? How did you like them apples? So yeah, and he mentioned me like 3 times. 3 times he mentioned me, but yeah, he did go a bit deep on the if one of us get tortures, the other one feels pain, and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's true, guys. Thank you. Very smooth. And when I looked down, I thought I was only talking 15-20 minutes, and I saw it was 80 minutes. Yeah. So please go and watch the video with James Whitkiss on my channel, which we covered so many topics in those 85-90 minutes. Nathan Fox is saying that Drago's talk was very informative. It was, yeah, it was indeed. Yeah, he's having a yeah, I'm hoping he's going to come to the UK. It's highly unlikely, I think, this time that he's going to come out. But Sean Bond is coming out, so I'm looking forward to that. It'd be great if Drago and Sean were here at the same place at the same time. That would just be like amazing, wouldn't it? If I could get them both on a podcast at the same time. Because when I do my Typical Skeptic bleed-throughs from the Basis Conference, if I could get them both in the same room, same time, I'd love it. Absolutely love it. Basis. Okay, I'm just going to do the bell. So we got some lurkers in the chat. So just beware, everybody. I've had a flame upgrade. Yesterday I had a massive flame upgrade. So I'm going to be talking about that on Typical Skeptic tonight. Not sure what time I'm on Typical Skeptic. Rob's always really slow with the links and stuff. But I'm pretty sure it's today for my upgrade, because I generally go on after Arkeem or after Drago to do my stuff. So I'm just putting on some shamanic waters. This is the Florida water. It smells amazing. Oh, okay. Has anyone got a topic of discussion? Anything at all? You did feel targeting and your face and head still feels warm. Is this from your show, yours and I show? Because I felt targeting directly into my third eye. So I felt like they were trying to stop us from talking telepathically. Normally when target comes in, it's like a dull, warm, hot ache at the back of my head. Just like they're trying to target my memory centers. Felt them trying to block your throat. Yes. Now, did anyone else feel targeting off the Drago Reed show? Because a friend of mine got hit so bad. And I was kind of, I was feeling something, but I wasn't sure. So I felt like I was just getting general targeting coming at everybody. Yeah, so it's always tricky when Drago's on a live and stuff. There's always a lot of targeting. There's a lot of handling. We get watched. All of these lives get watched by the 3-letter agencies and stuff. And wasn't it funny how Nuskin said about these streams basically going off planet? And I know John Whitberg had mentioned that previously, that like the underground of people on the breakaways, they do get to watch our podcasts and stuff. So I thought that's so weird. This version of me off planet watching me now. How cool is that? Say hi everybody. Yeah, so definitely just do a really big cleanse on your throat and your third eye. Quick question. Rajan Laxis. Who should pay for the first date, men or women? Okay, this is not even one I need to do a poll for. Who should pay for the first date, men or women? This comes back to there's a great podcast called Dolly something or other. When are you coming back on EastEnders? I have not a character off EastEnders. That's definitely Javi. That's not something that I've been on. So guys, who should pay for the first? You know, I'm gonna do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. 1 second. How do I do a poll? Right, this is not even something that we should be questioning. Here's the poll. Who should pay for the first date? The man, the lady, or should they split the bill? This is a really dumb one, because if you guys don't know this, something is wrong in society. So, oh my God, can you, if you can't afford to date somebody, then you should not be taking them out. In my opinion, can I have more votes, please, on this? Come on. And Dolly, I don't know what Dolly's, Dolly Days, I think it is. And she's this amazing podcaster who dates kind of older, you know, in the 60s and up, kind of gentlemen. And if somebody splits the bill, she'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you just wanted to be friends. Can you not afford to date me? Can you not afford to treat me like a lady? Right. So we've got majority of people saying that they should split the bill, and only out of 6 people, it's like 33% are saying the man should pay, 67% they should split the bill. So guys, it should always be the man that pays, right? And it should always be the man who opens the door and all that kind of stuff. Chivalry is not dead. That should still happen, just out of respect. It should always be the man that pays, okay? Now, I was in a relationship where maybe I had the money, or I was more like oh God, I'll tell you this story. I know I shouldn't really go too personal because of my situation, but so my ex-partner could not couldn't order. We would literally go to a drive-through. So he's driving, and the drive-through, like, you know, the voice box is on his side, and he would make me lean over to put in the order. I've never seen something less attractive in my entire life. Okay. And there's even something where we were at a campsite when there was a barrier, and he had to push the button on his side and he wouldn't do it. I had to get out the car, go around and push the button on his side. So come on, what if they're the same gender? Well, there's going to be one person who wants to take care of the other person more, generally. They're never just totally androgynous. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be, whoever asked the person out, it's a possibility, but there's going to be one who's more masculine, right? And that's the person that pays. So I don't know how you guys feel about this. Let me just check the chat here. So, okay, Cyrus has been thinking about this as well. Oh yeah, you're getting upset with the wrecking ball. I think we can just call that person wrecking ball right now, can't we? Yeah, so and that person does not learn their lesson. That's why I timed them out in the end, because they don't learn their lesson. And they're putting in personal things on a live thingy. Do you know what I mean? So Sarah's been thinking about this lately. Probably a dumb question. Do clones have astral bodies that they can visit you? Oh, okay. Right, hold on. So we're still on the who should pay first. I'll come back to that. If men are responsible for paying for the first date, then what's woman's responsibility on the first date? No. This is no soliciting, which is what I almost put in the chat last night on Typical Skeptic. No soliciting. So you are entertaining a wonderful person, and we want to show respect to that person. So the man, or the most masculine person, pays the bill. Now, if you cannot afford to date, then don't ask people out. Simple as that. And a woman might offer, and she may split the bill with you, but secretly she will be disappointed that you did not show that you can afford to date her. So go and have a look at, is it Dolly Dreams, guys? Can you see? Dolly Dreams is a fantastic podcaster, and she dates, it might be, her name might be slightly different, but Dolly dates loads of men, and not overly loads, and she's a lady in her 60s. But her thing is, if you can't, so if you say I want to split the bill, she will say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize you just wanted to be friends, I thought this was a date, right? So come on. Okay, seems like somebody looking for a mother replacement. Yes, it did seem like that. Oh my word. Oh, you don't know you feel safer when you pay. I understand. Yeah, so we're not paying in exchange for services, guys. That's not how it works on a date. Now, obviously, I've not dated in a very long time, and I have no plans to date whatsoever. I'm quite happy with my current situation of just being single. What's a mother replacement? So there was somebody that was in the chat on another podcast, and they were basically reaching out to all the strong feminine archetypes in the chat and saying, help me, help me, help me, I need information, help me, help me. So instead of being respectful of the healers in the chat and saying, what's your website, I'd like to book in with you, I'd like to pay for your services, in a professional manner, nothing to do with dating, then, and they were just reaching out, can I call you, can I message you? And this is somebody that I've had to put boundaries in. And if you are watching, please know that I keep giving you the same advice. You're going to need to book in with a private session with somebody, because they want to get into really deep, dark things, and they think, geez, you're a proper walloper. So 2025, I'm a walloper, am I? I'm a walloper, right? One more word out of you, my lad, and you're out of here. Are you saying men should be traditional? I am. That's why I'm saying men should be traditional. Yeah, you should at least offer. She might say, no, it's okay, I'd like to split. And then you say, no, I really respect you. If it's okay, I would like to pay for this meal. Yeah, and you can pay next time or whatever, but it should be traditional. I was with somebody who did not open doors for me, who didn't respect me in those ways, and for a long time I thought that was okay, and then I realized now I was very disappointed with that person. Caveman, no money to date. Caveman, woman, happy. Mothers don't pay for dinner, mothers make dinner. Oh, oh, Rajin, not too sure about that. Mighty molten beans. We can tell you're not dating or want to. You would not last 5 minutes. Yeah, good. When men use those slurs now and they say, you're going to be alone with your cats and all that. Women right now are like, oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay. Okay, I'm going to be right back. Just give me a second, guys. I'm going to just respond to a friend. Yeah, I also agree on that too. So a lot of men want to have a traditional wife, but they also want her to split half the bill. It's not going to work. Yeah, you're really confused. You need to trust your heart. You need to trust how you feel. Okay, so there was a question about clones. I'm just going to go back and find that. So... Okay, so Sarah's saying, been thinking a little about this. Probably a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. The only dumb question is the one that you do not ask, and it just rots in your brain. So please ask away. Be respectful, but ask away. Do clones have astral bodies that can visit you? Okay, so clones are real people. They're real people. They have their own lives. They are not all just kind of like robots or whatever. So we're getting some targeting in. Thank you so much for that free night. Adding it to my armory. Okay. Yeah, so clones are real people, and so even though there might be another vessel that's been created with or without your DNA, a piece of your soul runs that as an operating system. Okay, I know this because I am a clone template and I run millions of clones. So they have real bodies. So do they have astral bodies that can visit you? Yeah, exactly the same as you, exactly the same as your soul has astral. So their body is made up the same way. Unless they're synthetic or they're a replicant, their body's still gonna behave in exactly the same way as your primary body does. Okay, so yeah, they could visit you. I get my clones, my alters that visit me. We have conversations now. But they're real people, so you need to think twice before collapsing them out. Okay. You'd rather know my point of view. Well, can we have your age, please? What age are you? Because I'm 50, so I'm Gen X. Gen X, we have a very different point of view. Okay, so you're an unemployed man of 29. Okay. Unemployed. So 29, okay. Generally, just think about if it was your daughter, how would you like to be treated? How would you like to be treated? If it was your sister, how would you like her to be treated? Okay. It's as simple as that. So I do believe that men should at least try and be respectful. You got laid off 1.5 years ago. Are you in the UK? That's a really tricky situation. That's a tricky situation, and it's not cheap to date people and stuff. It's not cheap to have relationships. So I don't know. I don't plan on having relationships. I'm quite comfortable with the interactions that I have. I'm very independent. I'm Gen X, and I'm in that crone phase now. So when people say, oh, you're an old crone, hey, that's a compliment to us. But, you know, oh, you're in America and you've not had a job for 1.5 years. So Rajin says, I think I go above and beyond for my girl, and I don't expect men to do what I do. A real man does go above and beyond. A real man wants to take care and protect their partner. They do, you know, and you want to, I don't know, I was with somebody who wasn't like that, and now I look back and, you know, I wish I had somebody to open the door for me or to call me ma'am or whatever. I wish I had that, because I've got friends who are from Texas and they are so respectful and nice, and I like it, you know what I mean? You'd expect a man to do their best for the woman and work to make a great family with her. That sounds good. Well, that's just what an adult does, though. Exactly. So we're grown-ups here. So if you're adulting, you know, if I was going out for lunch with a friend, I would still offer to pay, right? Even if my friend had a job and whatever, I would like to take care of my friend, okay? So if I was a man, I am very masculine. If I was a man, I would still think that, you know, that she shouldn't even have to think about that bill. If I was a man, she would never see the bill. She would never see the server. She would never see me paying the bill, right? Why would you pay for lunch with a friend? Because I would like to take care of my friend. Yeah, I would. If I have the ability to do that, then I would like to do that personally. But if I was out with a male friend, I wouldn't expect a male friend to pay the bill for me. But if I was dating, then yes, I would. And a real man would make sure that she never even saw the bill coming. That she'd get to the end of the meal and you'd be escorting out and she'd be saying, wow, what happened to the bill? And you're like, I took care of it. Do you know what I mean? That's a real man, okay? I wonder how it's on a planet that's a matriarchy. Well, Red Dwarf. Do you guys remember Red Dwarf when they found the versions of them and Lister was a woman? Do you remember that? And it was the men that had to carry the babies. If you spend too much money on your friends, you run out of money for your family. So how do you budget that? Well, a real grown-up knows how to budget their money. Simple as that. Yeah, so I wouldn't go out for dinner with friends and all that if I couldn't afford it, because family comes first, obviously. Your basic bills and needs come first. Home economics, they used to teach it in schools. They don't teach it anymore, I think, because they're trying to wreck the world. But yeah, so you're not going to go out living it large if you haven't paid your bills at home, are you? Okay, these are very interesting questions for a Tuesday morning AM. Do we have another topic of discussion, please? Go and find the podcast for Dolly Days or whatever her name is, and she's a lady that's got like white blonde hair, and she is a lady in her 60s and she dates a lot of men, and the main thing is if the man can't offer to pay, right, then she will see that they're not really serious about dating her and taking care of her, and I kind of like that. So when you walk around at the mall or a large gathering, are you able to distinguish between a regular human and a hybrid? Oh, was in like a starseed hybrid? Well, yeah, generally. They're the ones that have colour in their life. Regular humans are mundane. Can we change the topic now? I had some follow-up questions, but we can change the topic. Oh, go on, put one follow-up question. No, I don't talk about religion on this channel. We are spiritual here. We talk about everything. So we don't talk about specific religions, yeah? Because I'm not looking to offend anybody. Okay. So, but if you've got one follow-up question related to, then that's fine. Here come the throat targeting now. Here we go. Okay. At the end of the day, if you don't have the money to pay for the full bill, you should not be dating. That's my advice to you guys. Take it or leave it. May not be popular, but there you go. If you can't provide, then don't suggest let's go out for dinner. Yeah. Can you talk about the helicopters with the lights on you? Does this happen often? It's only happened to me twice that I'm aware of, the black helicopters, which come in for surveillance. The first time it happened was like a year or so ago, and I was coming back. Most esoteric lodges have discussion of religion or politics banned for a reason. Yeah, it's too controversial. So the first time I saw a black helicopter over my house was about a year ago, and I was coming back from college I was doing at the time, and it was just suspended over my house. And I've talked about this in a video of Miles Johnston from Basis TV. I felt like it was over there for 30 minutes because I was on the bus and then I went to the supermarket and then I walked back, which is like 5 blocks away, and I could still see it over my house. So I stood across the road and I took a photo of this black helicopter over my house. And when I went back to do the basis interview with Miles and I checked the time and date on the photo, it was incorrect. Not by much, just by a few hours, but it basically showed that there was a time dilation around my property. And then Miles said, well, they would have been using so much fuel to hover over your house for like 30 minutes. That's unlikely it was an actual black helicopter. He believed it could have been a projection coming from an ET ship over my house. So they were, and when I asked Jessica Morocco about that one, she's ACAO, she believed I was being returned. So, so let's see. James says, remember as a young adult, going to the mall sometimes and just watching people, being able to know what they're going to do before they did. Yeah. So Zia Star, I don't know if you guys follow Z at all. I can't remember what her main channel's called now. That was her training. She would sit in the shopping mall and her guides would ask her to scan everything, to scan the people, to scan the building. So she would just sit there observing everything around her, tuning into the holographics of the Matrix. Oh, Rajin, I really don't know if I'm the right person to ask these topics. I am a terrible example. I really am a bad example. In my head, I'm kind of frozen like a 7-year-old, even though I'm 50. So, new topic. What do you think makes a good man and woman, respectively? Can we have some comments in the chat about this, please? One, I'm addicted to Pepsi Max. This is what I'm drinking at 6:42 a.m. is Pepsi Max. Two, this is my main job right now. I currently do not have an outside of my spiritual business job, and I'm feeling the need that I might need to get one because that's how tricky it's been. I get financial targeting. Three, I'm obviously not in my perfect body form right now, so that's a bad example of like respecting yourself or whatever. So there's lots of reasons why I'm not a good example. So, and you know, it's my personal how I feel about myself. Yes, always leave a place better than you found it. So take only photos and leave only footprints. Curiosity over aggression, a good sense of humor. Oh, I see. Curiosity, yeah. So we definitely don't want to be with anyone who's aggressive. For me, there has to be a good kiss and a good sense of humor. So Cirrus had a helicopter watching since a couple of years ago before I heard others talking about it. So yeah, you know, it's so hard to get a good job right now, isn't it? It's so hard. I actually left my job in December 2024 because I was just getting too much targeting. I was getting a lot of, for my spiritual work, I was getting so much damn targeting that, and everything around me, I had just had to walk away from as much as I could. Oh, thank you. Good night. Thank you. So I had to basically crash my world. One of the reasons why I'm not a very good example at times is because I literally embody dark goddess energy. Yeah, so Hela, Norse goddess, Morrigan, you know, and Kali. This is like some of my base core energies that I've been augmented with. So I'm the tower haven a lot of the time. So I will crash things down to rebuild, and I'll do that over and over and over throughout the year. And you'll see me do that as well. So there's self-sabotage there. But also because I'm the violet flame, so I will literally burn things to the ground to help you transform if I need to. So if you can change one thing you did, what would it be and why? I would never get married. Anything that's happened to you in your life, yeah, I would never get married. So James has got Shiva DNA. So he's also the Hindu god energy. So Cirrus Dream says, I was hiking with a friend and telling him that black helicopter was watching us. Then we drove to a parking lot, and shortly after, one came really low to the ground. Like, yeah, we see you. Whoa, that is intense. So recently, before I did the interview with Christy Campbell, like 2 weeks ago, I was in the kitchen and it came close to the house to the point of there was lights in my window, and then it went over. So I saw it. But that was a warning shot, basically. Just bad relationships, bad match. Yeah. So I just wouldn't do it ever. And though I was watching something, either YouTube or Instagram, and they were interviewing a lady who was like 90 odd years old, and she said the same. Yeah, she literally said the same. I'm just going to put myself on Do Not Disturb. Okay, hopefully you can still hear me. But this is just my personal reflection, obviously. So I generally don't touch finances or relationships or religion. We don't cover those topics on my channel for a reason. Or on most people's channel. Most people, when they do card readings, we don't cover those topics. So Sarah says, my friend kept telling me I was paranoid and this bee was following me for a few minutes. So you're not against marriage, just like, yeah, for me personally, it was not good, but that's because I'm literally a super soldier. So I was in the secret space program. I was in these unacknowledged special access programs. God, that's a mouthful to try and work in. So everyone around me was handled to target me, and I see that now. So unfortunately, the poor person that I was, married to was getting inflicted targeting, and there was nothing that they weren't aware. I wasn't aware until the last couple of years that something was going on. And as soon as I realized that, then I tried to sever connections for the good of everybody. So I was working in a cheese production plant during industrial maintenance, and a helicopter came by solo. It had the gun bay door open and a guy on the gun. What the hell, James? That's insane. So wow, it flew around the tall building to the point that I thought it was landing, but it didn't land, and then it flew away. That's super Matrix in my head, It's like the Matrix movie I'm seeing in my head as I read that. That is intense. Okay, Rajin, no more relationship questions. We do not talk about relationships, money, or religion on this channel. This is the Mystical Wellness Debrief channel, talking about time travel, stargates, clones, super soldiers, off-planet, ancient tech, underground dumbs, things like that. Okay. Supposed to stay 500 feet away. Yeah. Well, where I was working on that nuclear plant, things would fly over all the time, and it's literally a no-fly zone where things would fly over all the time. Do you use tarot or mostly oracle? Yeah, I don't do tarot. I am trained in a spiritual tarot, but I use oracle. I can work with any oracle card, and I will pull some kind of message for you. How do you think we can determine if you are if you're good? How to know if somebody's a good person, you mean? Somebody who laughs a lot and at the expense of themselves at times. Somebody who puts others before them would generally be a good person, I think. Okay, guys, Rajin's killing me with these questions. So Nathan says, weapons out in a civilian location. That is mental. Indeed, it is. Yeah. How can you determine if someone's a good person? Okay, guys, pop a message in there for Rajin. So how do you measure a man? How do you measure a person? What's the measure of being good? Put one keyword in the chat for each person, please. Rajin, you're going super deep. It's 6:48 a.m. here in the UK. Now when I think back, and it was a lot more shocking. No, you're not being a burden at all. Not at all. It's just 6 o'clock in the morning here. So questions where we kind of ponder the universe, or we ponder relationships. This is not a relationship channel. This is a trauma healing channel for sure. But do you have your favorite SSP whistleblower? Yeah, for me it's John Whitberg all the way. Absolutely freaking love John Whitberg because the amount of knowledge he has, the recall he has from like 6 years old onwards in multiple alters of, it's definitely John Whitberg. Yeah, he's my favorite. And Drago, of course. Oh dear, stinky lumps. That's so funny. Okay, so yeah, you've asked me that question. So who's your favorite SSP whistleblower, guys? Pop that in there. So it's 2:48 a.m. where Rajin is, and he's feeling really deep right now. Nathan Fox says, keywords for people, for good, monitoring good people: humility, honor, wisdom, compassion, and strength. Nathan Fox is a soldier, so so we're all about honor, humility, integrity. James says, when you look into somebody's eyes, you're looking at a part of yourself looking back at you. So if you harm somebody, you are harming yourself. Okay. So is drawing and painting something the SSP uses? That's a really interesting question. I'm not too sure. I don't have memories of doing drawing or painting. My most dominant memories these days are either working with my super soldier partner as a activator just came to mind there, as an anchor, or working as a scientist. So I don't remember drawing or painting personally right now. But I mean, the music was encouraged. So the creative outlets are generally encouraged. You always feel like this, pondering the deepness of the universe. Someone who is kind and generous to the innocent and defenseless. Yeah, yeah. Okay, what do you know about what drawing does to the brain, or just, I don't know, what you know based on your memories? Um, Are you talking about like hemisync when we're talking about how the brain syncs together and utilize your abilities? So no, I am autistic and artistic, but I don't do a lot of drawing. I do at the moment I'm working on something which is a creative project. So as using your creatives works comes from the sacral chakra, that's your passionate fire energy. I don't know how that relates into the programs, but that might be a nice question for John Whitberg when he comes on the show to do another Q&A. Now I know why I have fear of big dogs, because it was part of that training or teleportation at Montauk. Well, for me, the dog thing, that was a completely different project. They put those massive dogs in the labs to monitor us. Those dogs had other souls in, like a grey or whatever. And so, yeah, so the dogs were used as escorts. Whitberg, Solar Warden, Alter did painting as a hobby. Oh, thank you, Nathan. Yeah, so I'm not too sure about that kind of thing. So Primal Lifter, you're out of here. Sorry, pal. So please be respectful in the chat. Please be over 18. Some of our topics are a little bit darker and deeper at times. And the measure of a man has come up today, which is a bit deep, guys. So sometimes I can be a deep thinker, but generally there's only certain things in my awareness at any one time right now. I'm getting super hyper focused on something because I'm writing a book. So my mind is going to just certain things that have happened to me. So it's hard for me to pull certain things out right now. I am going to be on Typical Skeptic later, so you can pop random questions in the chat there. I've been trying to dedicate my life to helping people, but it's not doing it for you anymore. Okay, you need to make sure that your basic needs are met first. Okay, if you don't have a job and stuff like that, it's going to be difficult for you to focus on other people when you don't have a strong, stable foundation and root chakra activated. And that's likely that, you know, there's something missing, because you're talking about relationships, you're talking about money, you're talking about jobs. So for me, they are all basic needs, and you need to be focusing on yourself right now. Blue Jordan, does having a lot of experience with sleep paralysis indicate of being in the programs? Personally, I'd say there's definitely ET contact there. Thinking about your basic needs are the cause to damage to people. That got hidden, that message. I'm not too sure what you mean about that, but you need to focus on yourself first, your oxygen mask first, okay? You need to get yourself into a good routine that involves all of the elements, all of the colors, you know, all of those things in your life before you start thinking about how can I support everyone else around me. Your physical vessel needs support as well. You are not your vessel, by the way. So sleep paralysis. I've only had sleep paralysis a few times. It's the body's natural ability to put you into sleep paralysis while you're asleep. You just don't realize it. It's when we wake up and we're in sleep paralysis. So there's a disconnect between your body and your mind. But I have this experience creeped me the hell out. So I was in my early 20s and I woke up. It was early morning, but it was still light in the room. And my bed was facing the door, which is something I try and avoid now at all costs. And I managed to lift my head, and as I did, there was a massive blast of air, cold air coming at me, just like I was in a wind tunnel, and I was just kind of frozen. My body was paralyzed, but I managed to move my head, and I got hit by a massive blast of energy. So I believe I've been returned, and that was just part of the process. Yeah, yeah, it does sound like you've got a lot going on, Rajan. Just focus on laughing. Get yourself out to some nice groups or something where you can laugh. You know, get yourself outside as much as you can, and then connecting with people will naturally happen. Yeah, Typical Skeptic 2.0 is a great podcaster. He sure is. Rob Khalil brings us all together from all across the world. He is the top podcaster for me. I love his channel. That's why I'm a moderator over there. And so Nathan had sleep paralysis at 14 once. James says, for years I used to have a problem with taking care of yourself first. Always helped others before myself. For over a while that can be quite draining on your body and psyche. Blue Jardin says, yes, I've had that before. It felt like my soul was being sucked out. Oh my God, guys, when I had those chakra sucking experiences in the last month or so, and I'm literally gripping the edge of my mattress as my back chakras opened. Somebody had opened a portal and was sucking me through the portal. It was so bad. And then the next day, they blasted open my crown chakra and they're sucking me through. And I'm like, no, I do not consent. Okay, that's the thing. Hurting people is that means me laugh and makes me genuine. What? So are you saying that hurting people makes you laugh and makes you happy? Please clarify, because we may have an issue here. So I feel like I have to try to help others all the time, because otherwise it gives me too much time to think about hurting people. As in as in a Dexter kind of way. Because dude, you might need to get some professional help. Each to their own, but when it comes to generally hurting people, we do not condone that, obviously. I've had sleep paralysis. I've also had it felt like I was getting electrocuted before I would drift out of my body. Ooh, that's interesting. You've never seen Dexter. Don't be watching Dexter. Not if you're getting the push to hurt people. You might need a cleansing. Yeah, so your energy might not be your own. So I advise you to go into meditation to, first of all, get yourself a really nice salt bath. Cleanse yourself. We shouldn't be thinking about hurting other people. Yeah, if we are, then something is not right, and you do need to get help from a medical professional. We should not be thinking about that. We should just be thinking about enjoying life on surface planet Earth. We shouldn't be thinking about how we can inflict pain on others. That's not right. So your thoughts might not be your own. So just know that only 95% of what you're thinking and feeling is actually yours. The rest of it's collective energy that you're tuning into. So if something's coming in and you don't recognize that, then you need to question, is this mine? Who does this belong to? And if you're feeling, oh, okay, schizophrenia runs in the family, you know what? The fact that you're saying that you think about hurting people all the time, you need to seek help. You do, straight away. I legally have to say that. You please go and seek help from your doctor or a qualified mental health professional. The advice that we give on this channel is for entertainment purposes only. There is a disclaimer on my channel saying that. And so yeah. So go and seek help. There's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help. I was raised away from my family. I was raised to ask for help in the corporate environment. It's a strength to ask for help, okay? Coming on podcasts asking for help is not always the right way to do it, but going and checking in with medical professionals or mental health professionals or people that you trust, that is important. One time in the home I grew up and had division was in the garage floor with sleep paralysis. And there was these entities around me that reminded me of big beavers. Oh my word. But I think it was an overlay that made them look like beavers. Okay. You didn't really talk as well. Okay, Rajin, you are very welcome to stay here, but we are not going to talk anymore about your personal things, okay? Because it's taking over 43 minutes. So I appreciate your questions, but I'm putting in a boundary right now that you do need to seek professional assistance if you're thinking about hurting yourself or others, okay? So we cannot help you with that. We can try and support you as a community, but we are not going to be taking on people's personal issues or complaints. That's not what we do here. We come together to witness each other's lives, okay? You tried seeing a couple of social workers, but they keep telling me my mom is the issue. You need to talk to your mom. You would never hurt yourself, okay? Now, no more, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put a boundary in place. You're going to get timed out. No more personal information in the chat. Sometimes when you put information in the chat that's too personal, then we are going to have to put boundaries in place. We are a high vibe channel, so we are advising you as a collective that we care about you because we are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am and I am one with all that is, I ask for the greatest good of all herein. I ask that this is done, and it is so. Yeah, please seek help, dude. We can't help you on a podcast. Come on. Yeah, be a grown up and take care of yourself. Okay, thank you. I don't like enforcing boundaries, but the moderators will time you out if you put anything more personal in, because this is a wrecking ball issue that we've been having with another person lately. And it gets to a point where it's not helpful, it becomes harmful. And when you start lowering the vibe of everybody around us, then that's targeting, okay? So please be aware that this is a high vibe channel. Okay, and we come together to support one another to raise the frequency on the planet. The more you raise your frequency, the lighter your thoughts will become. The lighter your thoughts become, the lighter your heart becomes. The more you shine your heart light, become a guiding light for others. And that's what we do here, okay? We focus on being a guiding light. So sending source code support. So you can call in divine love from the heart of source. You can get yourself out in the sun and you can cool down those super nice frequencies. I'm just going to do some cleansing. Okay, so energetic hygiene is super important. It's not a one-off thing. Energetic hygiene. I did sleep, Sil, I did. And here comes the high vibes. We called in the high vibes. Sil's in the chat. No, Rajin, you need to focus on yourself, okay? So I'm not taking any more questions from Rajin now. Jesse, I'm really sorry, dude. I'm really sorry. Okay. Oh, thank God. John Whitberg, it's getting really weird in this chat, man. It's getting so weird. We started off with an innocent question of, do you think a man should pay for the date? And I said yes, because trad man is very attractive, right? And then we've just gone down a fucking rabbit hole where I'm going to have to... Rajin, I'm going to time you out, but only for a short amount of time. So we care about you, you need to seek professional help. So this channel, getting back to this channel, is Mystical Wellness, Trauma Healing, Timelines, Stargates, Clones, Secret Space Program, Unacknowledged Special Access Programs, there you go, and all manner of mystical wellness weird shit on and off planet. No more relationships, no more finances, no more religion. I will not tolerate anymore. I feel most calm when I don't get weird questions in the chat, okay? I think that person was making an oversharing joke, yeah. So we call this wrecking ball at the moment, and we've just had a wrecking ball come in. And as much as we would like to witness and support you all on your trauma healing journey, if you're thinking about hurting yourself or others, you must seek professional help. This is not the place for you to put those messages in the chat. This is the boundary. Anybody that shares anything like that now is out. I'm sorry, I cannot support you. I do not have capacity on my own trauma healing journey to support people putting those kind of messages in the chat. Okay, you're literally going to alter me out. Okay, when do I feel most calm? When I have calming people around me. So thank you for coming on the chat. I really appreciate it. Okay. Sprinkles, thank God, raising the vibe. Okay. Thank God we've got some raised vibes here. Okay, honestly, that guy was getting me so down. We start off with innocent questions and then it was getting low, guys. So if you would like to stay in the chat, please let me know if I'm not familiar with you, where in the world you are, what time it is. It's 7:03 a.m. here in the UK, I'm in the northwest of England, the Liverpool City region. If you are new here, this channel is about mystical wellness and galactic support. Okay, that's it. That is it. Okay. Hello, I'm not politically correct. Sounds like you might be welcome here, but please put your location in the chat if you'd like to stay in the chat. Otherwise, the mods will kick you out. Okay, so, because it's getting weird. And it's Tuesday, not Sunday. I keep thinking it's Tuesday. Well, I keep thinking it's Sunday, not Tuesday. So, California, welcome, welcome. It's midnight in Pacific time in California. You are most welcome. So, yeah, so when do I stay calm? When I don't have people asking me uncomfortable questions like that. I do not have a filter. I haven't got one. It's just not there. It's never been there. I've got emotional suppression codes, so my emotions are not always as they should be. So please bear that in mind. And also remember, I will read out anything I see in the chat. So my moderators have to remove messages before I read them out occasionally. So how do you practice psychic abilities? Thank you, Will. Thank you. Personally, I go into Vision Quest every single day. So I relax myself into meditation. and I do my breath work to slow myself down to the point that I'm hardly breathing, and I step into the 0 point field, and from that point I have wheels of energy around me using my chakra system that I can go into any timeline. I can call forward any memory and things like that. So that's what I do. So there are certain people that I telepath with, and a couple of them are in the chat right now. So sometimes being around like-minded people is the way to advance your psychic abilities. First thing you need to know is that you need to say, I am psychic. It's as simple as that. Once you start to admit that you are psychic and that you have psychic abilities, they will start to develop. Listening to your guides and guardians, listening to the frequencies around you, working with crystals is the other way I work. So Sprinkle says, the only place a filter should be is on a dishwasher. Yeah, I know. Oh, we've got New Zealand in the chat. Oh, New Zealand, where are you? Are you in North or South? I remember as a teenager being able to slow my breathing down and to slow your heart rate down. That's really cool. I am overpowered, which means that my energy goes from a 0 to a 15 in a very short space of time. So I need to try and bring myself into a neutral state, which is not easy for me. Are you in South Island? So I lived in Nelson for a while. Yeah, so I lived in Nelson. I didn't really see that much of New Zealand, not as much as I would have liked to, because I ended up going from there to India straight after. Have you been to Nelson? Good one. I have a couple more Wizard of Oz Mandelas. Are those allowed in this weird environment? Yes, please. We can do a poll. Do you want to put them in and we'll do a poll? Thank you, the John Whitberg. Please do go and follow John's channel. He is an author and he's an experiencer. So he talks about disclosure on his channel, and he's got some amazing videos on there. And you can also listen to the 4 audiobooks that he has from his series, The Man with the Periwinkle Eyes. Sorry, it's reading. Penny said for us to stock up, and now Drago, what do you feel? Yes, you should always have a go bag ready. You should always have cases and cases of water or filtered water in your home. You should always be prepared. You should always have batteries. You should always have a means for heating food, or a means for lighting. All these things should be ready in your house. One thing I've not noticed lately on Instagram is the prepper things popping up. So please do go find a good prepping channel. Stock up the cupboards with dry food. Discreetly go and get the toilet roll, not like last time when there's a massive psyop on the toilet roll. So think about a means for heating, lighting, nourishing yourself. Be prepared. Think of this as storm season, guys. This is storm season. So Dorothy's socks. Hold on. We're going to do a poll. So we're talking Wizard of Oz. Let me pop a poll. Oh, what were the options? Plain white or frilly? Oh, there's just John. There's just too many choices there. Okay, guys. I'm going to put a couple of choices in the chat about the socks from Wizard of Oz. Okay. I'm just going to put white or blue. We'll start off with that one, okay? What colour do people remember the socks being? So plain white or white frilly, blue with ribbons, or blue plain. So I've put white or blue. We're going to start off with that one and we can drill it down. What was really going on when they made the Wizard of Oz? Well, the John Whitberg is doing a review on it right now. So so for just the small fee of $10, he will take the time to do a full movie review on his channel. So please send him a PayPal at paypal.me/John Whitberg. And John, not every time you come on is it a fundraiser, but I'm just saying this is a super cool series that you're doing. So he's reviewing movies and TV episodes. If you want a full TV series review, then that's $50. But for just $10, he will review a movie for you. So you just submit the requests and then he will pick the best ones right now and start to work through them. So he's doing a review on the Wizard of Oz. And as he started to do this review, he's noticed that there's Mandela effects there. So everyone say 62% are saying white, 38% are saying blue. Okay, so pop it in the chat. Do you remember them being white plain or white frilly socks? Okay, Chaley's saying, started to save bottles of water, getting shelf stable. I buy like 5 kilos of rice, 5 kilos of pasta. I always have them in. Yeah, dry food. You thought you remember blue anklets, white frilly. Okay, so we had 8 votes there. 62% remembered white socks. There you go. 63, blue 38. So go on, John, if you got any more Mandela effects, pop them in the chat and we'll do a poll. Yeah. So we did the axe yesterday. I was obsessed with her blue socks. In the current timeline, they are blue. So most of us are not from this current timeline, and we start to notice that with the Mandela effects. So do go watch the Sandy Diva channel from time to time and check out Mandela effects over there. Okay, so if anyone's got, so we'll let John put in another Mandela effects if he's got one, and then I can't comment in the chat when I'm on live here. I don't even get an option to comment in the chat. But if you go to his channel at the John Whitberg, you can have a look at all of his videos. His book series is on there. You can send to paypal.me/John Whitberg if you would like to have a movie reviewed. Did the Scarrow have a pistol or a pitchfork? Well, that's an easy one, surely. Hold on. I'm putting in a poll. Pistol? Why would he have a pistol? Okay, here comes another poll, guys. So, oh, it's not letting me vote. So Nathan Fox says, study the early colonists in the Americas. Any post-collapse living will entail building thriving collectives in hostile terrain surrounded by enemies. Do we believe that there is a zombie apocalypse coming on this timeline? What do you guys think? So there you go, John. Only 4 votes. Can we have some more votes, please? There's 8 people watching. So we have some more votes on the Wizard of Oz. Did the Scarecrow carry a pistol or a pitchfork? Let's have more votes. There's 8 people watching. I've only got 4 votes. Come on, guys. 6 people watching. Can I have 2 more votes? There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's a nice clear one. 88% pitchfork. 12% pistols. Do you seriously remember a pistol? Sil says, why do the lives look different where you can't comment? Do you send it a different way? So I'm in vertical mode on my phone. So if I was on my laptop, then I get an actual separate chat screen that opens on the laptop that I can pop in and out. It's now a pistol. Are you kidding me? The Wizard of Oz, he's got a pistol. That's insane. He definitely had a pitchfork. The zombie apocalypse has already been in full effect for years now. Possible. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe that. So yeah, there's loads of Mandela effects. It's insane. I mean, this is not my original timeline anyway. So me and Dre go from a completely different timeline. So got held for review. Wizard is trans now and uses a pistol. That got held for review. Local neighborhood hater. I wonder why. You've got a hater in your name. And you said the word pistol and trans in the same sentence, and that got held for review. So I'm gonna keep it hidden. The Scarecrow is strapped. So is it Project Phoenix or CERN causing these timeline inconsistencies? Probably a bit of both. What do you think, John Whitberg? It's so great to have more super soldiers in the chat. That's cray. That's so funny, guys. I don't know that much about CERN. I really don't. Yeah, you agree it's both. Okay. So Project Phoenix, these time missions, these are ongoing. Literally last year, I jumped into a version of me who was 15 years old in the here and now. So she was my 15-year-old self from 35 years ago was in my timeline, on my time zone. You just looked it up now. Just show with a pistol now. I remember the pitchfork, of course. Yeah. Can you guys talk about time corporations? Where does the money go? That's a great question for John Whitberg when he comes on our channel next, I think. I really don't know where the money goes. I'm doing an investigation to something right now, which links in Australia and all the other countries together. And there's billions and billions of dollars. Who knows where it goes? Bigger rabbit hole, disclosure required to acknowledge Project Phoenix publicly, in my opinion. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I don't know much about the time corporations. Exactly, yeah. What do you mean by time corporations? Funding comes from like black budgets, doesn't it? So things are getting signed off under the table, and the president's got no idea, Congress has got no idea. There's whole like pockets of money put to one side. But is it like Men in Black, the movie, where they've got certain patents and they're using that to fund Men in Black operations? What do you guys think? So definitely remember the pitchfork. So did everybody watch the Drago Reed show last night on Typical Skeptic? Please go back and watch that. He does mention me a couple of times. Yeah, he is my SSP brother. So you get to about an hour in, about an hour and 2 minutes, and he really starts to talk about, like, you know, when we get tortured, how that feels and stuff like that. So yeah, we both feel pain from the other. We can both tune into each other's minds and stuff. Project Phoenix time missions and whoever's funding those. Indeed, whoever. Drug trade was a major factor. Yeah, so the 3-letter agencies were literally running the drugs, aren't they? 20,000 on a light bulb. Yeah, it was a good episode of Drago, yeah. Oh, you felt that. Honestly, for me, it was last August when I tuned into the memories, and I think when I think about it now, if you guys have watched Sense8, so they're all connected. They've got like the same soul connected across the planet. And not that Dragon and I are the same soul. We are not. We're from the same soul flame family. So we're both dragon flame souls. And so we incarnated together, but we were put into slightly different bodies that had the same DNA base code. So then we had separate augments. So we are very similar. Even our mannerisms are very similar and things when you watch the video of us together. But there's memories that I have when we're literally back to back and we're being tortured like that. So part of me is thinking, were we really both there together at the same time, or were we just feeling like we were there together at the same time? So that's what's coming to my awareness right now. Was it like Sense8 where we're feeling it? It rocked. It was interesting that he said you are the character Orphan Black. Well, that's my main that's my main origin. So do go check out my Anchorhaven Origins channel. That started at this time last year when I had that confirmed for me by like 3 different things, 3 different avenues confirmed I'm the Orphan Black. That's how Drake and I met, was because this time last year, because I asked the question on a session with somebody, am I the Orphan Black? And she said yes, but there's a brother. Do you know Drago Reed? And then I got this flood of memories started to come in then. So I reached out to him. So this time last year, we had no, I'm not a movie star. We had our connections reestablished, and that made a lot of sense. Because for me, there was always somebody here that I couldn't see. Somebody's energy was there or missing, and there was an absence of energy. Yeah, or like a bleed through or whatever. So definitely not a movie star, more of an archetype. So they use my alters as an archetype in TV shows, movies, video games. Same for John. And probably Nathan Fox as well, and James Whitkus. We are all archetypes. They use our character identities in TV shows for disclosure. And they're doing that because they have to disclose something, otherwise they'll get the karma or whatever. So yeah, John has quite a few of his own TV shows. Are you going to talk about that, John? Nathan Fox. So I think I did ask you that question. Oops. If there's any TV show or movie that you resonate with. But for me, I'm Umbrella Academy #7. I am even Final Fantasy 7 now. That's definitely me. That character, Aerith. Sakura Wars. That's me. Orphan Black is the main one that I resonate with in Umbrella Academy. Resident Evil, John thinks I'm a character there. You're going to be talking about Halo, okay. I need to watch it. Don't think ill of me. I need to rewatch everything. James has been told a couple of times that there's a female entity over his left shoulder. Do you feel that is a positive entity or not? Guys, should we do some yokai? Should we do some yokai? So we go for 63 minutes talking shit, so let's do some yokai. So I can speak their words. It's a lot. So yeah, so I need to get into the Halo. If you guys have not watched Halo, please get into that. You finished watching Altered Carbon. Okay, so Altered Carbon is based on an alter of the John Whitberg. It's based on his other self, Cal Del Show. Okay, so the first card is for Sil. So this is the Japanese kami deck, the yokai, the gods, the spirits, the monsters, the Japanese fan or parasol floating in the wind that's enchanted. So this is for Sil. What does Sil need to know, see, or hear? Thank you. Oh, interesting. So we've got Tushinoko, children of the mallet, synchronicity, sudden appearance, and irreplaceable moments. Here we go. This is for Silcola. So I have to read from the book on this because it's really in depth. But we're calling in the yokai, the Japanese spirits. Suchi. Please, I'm only going to apologize once for how bad my Japanese is while I try and activate my Japanese altars. So there is a Zen phrase about serendipitous encounter. Megurai, meguriai. Bursting from a bush, screeching chi. A tsuchinoko yokai, resembling a very short, wide snake, comes rolling right at you like a wheel. To escape, simply jump out of the way, but you might want to grab your net instead. These elusive creatures are incredibly valuable if caught. The word meguriai translates as the magic of chance encounter, or encounter by fate. It speaks to those fleeting moments of serendipity. A connection feels destined, if brief. So the reflection, are you mindful of the people and opportunities that cross your path? Recognizing that each interaction has potential to enrich your life in some way. So meguriai, serendipity, is for Silcola. Okay. So, season 3, connection to Commissar. Okay. Oops. First person shooter game. Okay. So we're reviewing a video game that has... Oh, Tsushinoko. Really? That's interesting. Oh, you're welcome. So who is next for a card, please? The funny Quinky Dink. Don't put weird words in the chat to make me read them out, John. You're so funny. And people, don't put words in the chat just because you want to hear me say those words with a British accent, because that's weird. And there's nothing wrong with the way I say toxins. There's nothing wrong with that word. So who is next for a card, please? Who is brave enough to have an enchanted parasol? Shaylee, Sprinkles. This card is for Sprinkles. Interesting. Toxins. Okay. We've got the Kodama, tree spirits, harmony, balance, natural flow. Oh, Sprinkles, your energy is spot on right now. Okay, checking the deck for the Japanese wisdom of the yokai. When I start to sound like an old Japanese man. Kodama, tree spirits. The phrase is effortless naturalness, and it's mushizen, mushizen. Okay, in ancient old growth forest, you feel a primeval presence watching you. This is the Kodama, a tree that has reached 100 years old and gained a kami, a god or a spirit. Kodama are usually invisible, but sometimes they manifest as mysterious sounds, ghostly balls of light, or even little elderly couple. These guardians protect the forest and its sacred balance. The old proverb, Mushizen, teaches you to align with the effortless rhythms of existence, let go of unnecessary control and manipulation, and act authentically. Find the balance. Where in your life are you forcing or resisting the flow? How can you embrace harmony and allow things to unfold effortlessly? Okay. So magic tree spirits in your favorite movie. Love it. Princess Mononoke. I love trees. My mom got me a bonsai. Okay, that's so cool. Okay, who is next for a card? So all readings for entertainment purposes only. This is the Yokai, Japanese spirit deck, with a little bit of Zen wisdom, and take what resonates, leave the rest. Who is brave enough to encounter the Yokai, the Kami? James Whitberg. James did a great interview on my channel yesterday. Please do go and support that video. We spoke about so many things in like 85 minutes. We took him all over. Oh, James, I love this one. Futakuchi onna, two-mouthed woman, duality, authenticity, and balance. This is super creepy. I don't have a green thumb. I literally kill plants. I'm trained in herbology as well. I've done so many courses in herbology. But being the goddess of death and rebirth. Okay, true feelings and public face. Hone to tatamai. Hone to tatamai. True feelings, public face. At first glance, she seems a devoted wife, but beneath the hair on her back of her head hides a voracious second mouth. The Futakuchi Onna embodies duality, both a loving caregiver and an ogre woman needing to feed her children. Hone is your true self, your genuine thoughts and feelings, while Tateme is the face you put on for the outside world, what you use to adjust to various situations. This card is one focused on balance and self-awareness. When do you speak your truth openly, and when do you adapt out of respect or social norms? This is a great card. Being your authentic self doesn't mean discarding consideration for others, like the Futakushi Onna, who must feed both mouths. You will thrive when you nourish your inner self and act skillfully in the outer world. So from a Norse perspective, or from a Native American perspective, we talk about the two wolves, don't we? We talk about the hunger of the wolves, and which wolf will feed, the light or the dark. So this is the Japanese version of that. The creepy head, the mouth on the back of your head. Interesting. Your pronunciation sounds great. No, it does not. Anyone who speaks Japanese, I apologize, and that's it. I'm not going to apologize again. So here we go. You just called him James Whitberg. Oh my God, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I'm so sorry, James Whitkiss. I'm so sorry. It's the j and the w all together. I don't mean to do that. I've been doing it for like 3 days. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Okay, Wizard Whitkiss. That's the only way I can get around it, is to call him the Wizard Whitkiss. And John, I've got other names for you. Only joking. I don't mean to do that. Sean told me that I mastered the light and the dark, and that I'm now the sacred middle, or the 0 point. Awesome. Yeah, that's really powerful. I do when it comes to some veggies, fruits, and simple herbs. Sprinkle. Okay. Right, who's next? Who dares for me to get their name wrong live on camera and to get some Japanese Kami message? Whitberg, you're obsessed with me. Everyone is. I am. I'm probably one of your biggest fans. I am. So Mr. Whitberg is, and we actually, there was a question earlier about who is my favourite SSP whistleblower, and who did I say? I did say Drago Reed, but I also said you first. I have to say Drago, and I kind of have to say you because you're a personal mentor. So will take a card. Alistair Van Blaze, good morning. How are you? We're moving on to the Yokai, the Japanese Kami. Dude, it's been so freaking random this morning. I apologize to anybody watching this back on the replay. We have one I nearly altered out. I think I actually did alter out. So this is for, I forget who this is for now. Okay, this is for Will. Okay, this is for Will. The Baki Kujira, the ghost whale. And it says respect, interconnectedness, and awareness. Okay. Whitberg, you're making me blush now. Give me a card or two. Okay, so Fox is after this. Thank you. Whatever happened to Duncan that would come on Miles' show? I'm not too sure, sorry. Okay, so the Baki Kujira. Baki. So the Zen phrase, harmony with nature, is Shizen to Chowa. Off the coast, an immense fleshless whale skeleton surfaces and swims as if still alive. Only it's not. The ghost whale, accompanied by a host of strange-looking birds and fish, appears in order to seek revenge on those who killed it and others of its kind. Nature is powerful but at the same time fragile. The concept of harmony with nature, Chizen to Choa, is deeply rooted in Japanese culture, found in both Shinto and Buddhist beliefs. Express the idea of balance, relationship between humankind and natural environment, and mutual dependency. This card encourages you to honor this interconnectedness, practice patience. Oh, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say practice patience, but obviously you need to. It says practice sustainability, living, plant a garden, or just lay down in a meadow, like in Twilight, and fill your lungs with sweet air and feel the wonder. What small change can you make today to show appreciation and care for the natural world that sustains you? So one time I was talking to a fairy shaman, and I asked the fairy guides, when will I get my fairy guide? And they said to me, what kind of a friend of the Fae are you? So yes, please connect in with your environment. So the next card is for Nathan Fox. Nathan Wasiwich Fox. Sorry guys, I'm just checking the chat. I'm not obsessed with John Whitberg. I respect John Whitberg's work. It's very good work. Okay. Duncan, are you talking about Duncan? No, that's not the right Duncan. Okay. I watch all job videos. Hard. Yeah, honestly, he's got amazing videos. Alistair's got great playlists on your channel, haven't you, Alistair? So you inspired me to put the playlists on my channel. So I've got 50 videos on my John Whitberg playlist. I need to set up a playlist for Drago as well. But I've got the Anchorhaven Origins playlist, which is my one. And I'm just setting up one for New Skin. After the interview, I put on my EMP blocking cap. I felt targeting. It felt like my head. Honestly, yesterday, it was like direct targeting into the third eye. Okay, so I'm feeling really sick right now. Let me just do the bells. Okay, so if anybody is lurking in the chat, please know that I am flame activated and I've recently had an upgrade. So you don't want to be messing around. I'm going to be talking about my new flame on the Typical Skeptic podcast tonight, which I have no idea what time that is. So please do check the post later on. But my name is Enchanted. So anybody sending energy using my name is going to get a big, big cleanse. So bear that in mind. I love you guys, but watch out. Anchoring the flames here. So this is for Nathan Fox, who I think was next. So let's have for Nathan Fox. So this is my Tesla purple plate. Okay. Nathan Fox, it's your turn. We got the Shirime, rear-end-eyed monster. Humor, surprise, absurdity. So we are raising the vibe right now. So the kami, the yokai, they want us to know to keep things light. Ha ha ha, he has an eye on his bottom. Ha ha ha. So I'm going to read this one out. This is one of our most funny ones. This and the fleshy blob monster. I just turned directly to the page. So the phrase, good fortune comes to the gate that laughs. Warao kado ni wa fuku kitaru. So on a quiet night, a lone traveller encounters a stranger on the road. As the figure turns their back, they drop their kimono, revealing not a face, but a gleaming eyeball on the rear end. Shirimi are goofy yokai, startling yet harmless, whose absurdity reminds us to embrace silliness and laugh. So the phrase warao kado ni wa fuku kitaru translates literally to good fortune comes to the gate that laughs, but it's generally referring to how luck comes to those with good humour. After all, humour has the power to relieve stress, spark creativity, disarm conflict, build connections, and attract blessings. This card reminds you that laughter draws joy and opens unexpected doors. The Shirimi's ridiculous antics urge you to relax. Find humour where you can, and because everyone loves a good belly laugh. So how can you invite in more humour? It's the booty card. Love that. So I am a certified laughter yoga leader. So at some point I will start doing laughter groups. And then you have no choice but to be silly with me and to do silly exercises, which are good for anybody of all mobilities. Okay, so yeah, we got Shirime. That's so funny. Okay. P-Dub, what's so funny though? It's a man with an eye on his bottom. So if you are walking down the street and somebody just stops in front of you, lifts up their kimono, and you see a big eye staring back at you, and you're just like, what the actual That's funny, dude. That is funny. So the yokai is bringing in the energy of laughter, telling you not to take things so seriously. Now, this is the first time I've been able to read that without pissing myself laughing. So just know that you'd be scared, a big eye staring back at you. Yeah, but it's meant to be funny. So he's probably wiggling his rear end at you. So are you scared? Are you afraid? Are you afraid of a big bum with an eye on it? Okay, who is next for a card? If anyone would like a card. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Oh boy, this booty card. I love that. So, yeah. So, you know what? I'm actually waiting, but she's not here, is she? I'm waiting for somebody to talk about the pigeons. John Wetberg, if you're still here, do you know about the pigeons? Peering into my soul with his butt. Can I get a card? This is for Cirrus. Okay. So when Rob was on, Typical Skeptic was on my show the other day for a live Q&A, he was talking about the pigeons and how he believes birds sit on the energy wires to recharge because really they're observing us. They're from the Matrix and they're observing us. So then I posed the question, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? And then he just was like, whoa, and his head was totally blown. Yeah. So I know there are some birds out there that are used for surveillance. So they're like robot birds, but Rob was basically saying that like pigeons or whatever are all robot birds, that they're not real. Because then I asked the question, well, you never see baby birds, you never see baby pigeons. And but there is somebody in the chat who has seen baby pigeons, but they were homegrown, raised pigeons. Is that why Tesla liked pigeons? Maybe they were like AI pigeons, and I don't know. Okay, this card is for Cirrus. Robot pigeons. I will raise the pigeons. Okay, so this is for Cirrus Dreams, please. What do they need to know? What do they need to see? What do they need to hear? Is it a kami, a spirit, a monster, a paper fan, a parasol? Okay, interesting. Nice card. Okay, Yamaba, mountain crone. Now the crone is a sign of respect, guys. I'm an old crone. Okay, so humility, hidden power, conservation of strength is the Yomaoba. It was nesting under a store logo. Well, that's in Canada. You've had a pet pigeon for a couple of years. His name was Edward, and an eagle got him. Oh, that's not funny either. P-Dub, this is not a comedy channel. You don't come here for comedy. We come here to raise the vibe and to get random guidance and to talk about mystical things that you can't talk about anywhere else, okay? So I apologise that we cannot satisfy your need for laughter right now. Please put a joke in the chat as energy exchange. Oh, who's the guy that was putting in the most funny jokes? John, can you put a dad joke in for me? You're a pretty crone. Oh, well, I'll put that in. I'll put that in. Thank you. It's irritating when DoorDash food shows up cold. That's really bad. Why does it say wife? He was in love with his bestie's wife. Okay. I thought he was in love with that. Yeah, pigeons are so smart. Okay. Yeah, so when we first start the live, we put jokes in. So anybody, you're welcome to put jokes in the chat. I'm losing my place again. So who was this for? Can you remind me who this is for? Oh, it's for Cirrus. Okay, it's for Cirrus. Oh, I picked the card for Cirrus. I've just not read from the book. Distractions, guys, distractions. We're working with the old crone, the Yamaba. So her energy's distracting me. So the phrase, the Japanese phrase, the skilled hawk hides its talons. Noi aru taka wa sume wo kakusu. Deep in the mountains, the mysterious Yamaoba resides. She might appear as a dishevelled old crone. Honestly, it's 7:39 a.m. Give me a break. Okay. So, or she could come as a wind-tangled hair or as a kindly grandmother in a tattered kimono. But beware. Her humbled invitation to visit her hut conceals her cannibalistic tendencies. The phrase "noi aru taka wa sume wo kakusu" teaches that truly capable people don't flaunt their abilities, like the hawk that hides its talons until the hunt, or the yamaba whose power is masked by humility. There is strength in restraint, conserving energy, avoiding unnecessary attention, and maintaining flexibility in timing allows you to choose when and how to act. Remember, too, someone else could be hiding their own talents. So practice humility, conserve your strength for the right moment. Where might you be underestimating others? That's a deep one, actually. Yeah. So make your moves in silence. I got that from Madam Adam, the tarot reader. Oh, woo! Woo! You lost your car keys. If you're serious, I can locate your car keys for you. Oh, Charlie's already done it. They're under your chair. Okay. My friend is a big country fan, and I told him to check out Russia, China, and Canada. Is it that one that I don't really like? That you do? Well, add it to the list, dude. Why did the blind man get wet? He couldn't see that well. Oh, that's a good one, Fox. That's a good one. Probably in the car. Why was Yoda afraid of 7? Because 6, 7, 8. I don't get it. Did I read that wrong? Okay, Alistair. Bird surveillance, yeah. Appear out of nowhere above the houses in front of me. Like from Portsmouth, it's crazy. Well, I had an encounter with the birds, which you guys, isn't it because 6, 8, 7? I don't know. Anyway, so you've heard me talk about my seagull encounter, and they showed me that there was something cloaked, because they flew into it. Damn, the fish said when he swam into a wall. Whitbag, that's a good one, thank you. So I'm very literal, so I don't always get the jokes, but I am trying. Got home at 10, wash, soak, work clothes, and realised I washed my wallet, left in the jeans, now the keys are missing. Yeah, Chaley's already remote viewed it for you. She says they're under a chair. Yeah. You got to say it in a Yoda voice. Which one? Poor blind man. Okay. Need to get a space there. Do you have a recliner? Yeah, because 7, 8, 9. Thank you. Yeah, 7, 8. We're totally getting it wrong. 6, 7. So the 6, 7 thing, if you guys are old enough to know Friends episode where Monica is talking about how to pleasure a woman for Chandler, and she's talking about the body parts and she's numbering them, and she's going 6, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7, 6. Oh, classic. Still don't know. Yeah. So when everyone's trying to do something stupid, we can always trace it back to something Gen X and be like, you dumbass. You had no appetite for months. Oh, Chaley, what's going on? You're eating light, Chaley. You're starting to eat light, which is good. Okay, we've been on for 87 minutes. It's 7:42 a.m. I think my son has gone to school. I remember that about 6, 7. 6, 6, 7, 7. Oh, 7, 7, 7. Living room, I'm going to go search again. For me, it looks like a chair. If you got one of those round chairs, it's under there. Monica is an icon for all generations, I think. Yeah, Friends is good. You know, I've watched Friends over and over and over so many times. 6, 7. I'm sorry. There is a teacher on Instagram who talks about the things that the kids are saying, and he like ranks it, and it's insane, really stupid. They don't even know where these things come from, do they? But we can always trace it back to something cool, Gen X. Okay, so I'm on Team Bases. The Bases 2026 International Conference is in full swing of planning mode. I'm hoping to talk to Miles later today and to find out on the confirmed guest list for speakers. So Drago Reed is still undetermined, but I know he's on the list because Miles has said so. But we heard it live that Drago Reed is not sure that he's coming to the UK for the June Bases Conference, so which is what I thought. So, yeah, so interesting. Gen Alpha brain rot. Yeah, thank you, Fox. Okay, so we've got John Whitberg in the chat. So if anybody, no cap, There's my son just gone to school. If anybody's got a question for John Whitberg while he's in the chat, which is super rare, please pop it in. So we're talking about secret space program, off planet, technology. Put a random question in the chat for John. It's painful to listen how these kids speak on the streets. Yeah. Drago mentioned how a lot of these conferences are scams. I believe that they just want to try and find us all. So what better way to do that, to track and trace everybody, is to invite you to a conference. Do you know what I mean? There's always targeting. Yeah, so when we were in one in December, he really did start his talk by calling out the handlers in the room. And there's people remote viewing. And I scanned the room and I honed in on the same area. You know, there was 2 people, but I could only see the woman from where I was sitting. But I locked right in on that couple. We talk about it on another video, and Dr. Amir was also remote viewing, so they'd already singled them out. You'd have to rewatch. Oh, Sasquatch sightings in northern Ohio. Awesome. Disclosure in Dark Crystal. Oh, yes. Okay. If you guys want this, John, it's so good. If you would like to have a movie reviewed by John Whitberg and put on his channel, anything to do with disclosure or technology or sci-fi, he may even do horror if there's mind control type stuff in it or whatever, please do send him a paypal.me/John Whitberg, and he will do his best to review that movie for you on his channel. Okay, so, oh dear, someone's out. Do you have a handler? We've all got handlers, dear. We've all got handlers. I don't have a pendulum with me right now. I've only got the pendulum flame in my mind. You know what? I'm not really getting anything for you right now, Chaley. But the whole matrix is a handler. Everyone around us is a handler. If you're secret space, then yeah, we will have handlers. A lot of my clones are handlers. Matt West, good to see you. So loads of my clones are used as handlers in China. They really are. I can see them like sitting in a booth, like a gaming booth. Matt West said hi. So Blue said, definitely alluding to achrome and energy harvesting, but there's other deeper esoteric things. Yes. Yes, okay, makes sense. Yeah, we've all got handlers from time to time. People come into your life for a season or a reason. So even a regular person has got people that come into their life on particular contracts to get you to go down a particular avenue or to do something to activate you. Sometimes the people in your life come in just to say one thing or one scenario. So, you know, so we've all got handlers in a way. It's only those of us who are put into these unacknowledged special access programs. I'm really trying hard with that phrase, John, and or you know, the military stuff, that we have literal handlers. We're in, like me and Drago and others are in the TIRAP program, the Targeted Individual Research Advanced Projects, and that's a lifelong targeting program. It's the oldest targeting program. So before that there was no targeting, and I got told on my ACO that I was the original target. So I am the original targeted individual, allegedly. Whitberg says, no, Whitaker says, oh God, you guys, just like Death Becomes Her with Maelstrom God, I love that movie. I absolutely freaking love that movie so much. I wonder if we could get a review on that movie. I need to see if there's any too much. There is, because there's they're taking a potion, aren't they? That keeps them young. I feel like I've been cloaked for some time. Yeah, that happened to me for a long time. I was cloaked. Sean Bond uncloaked me this time last year. Joy. Death Becomes Her is one of my favourites. Yes, absolutely love it. Love it. How does one get rid of a handler? Okay, that's interesting. If it's a regular person in your life that you feel is handling you, then it's a boundary situation. So you need to do a relationship audit and have a look and see who makes you feel light, who makes you feel heavy. Because not everybody in your life is positive. So you might need to assert your boundaries and start to disconnect from that person, strengthening your auric field, disconnecting energy lines between you and that person. If you're a targeted individual, it's much, much deeper than you can possibly imagine. And you've got multi-level layers of targeting. I call them targeting patterns. So I have 5 targeting patterns on the go at any one time. Multi-layered, multi-agency, on and off planets. Some of it is self-defeating. So some of the targeting is actually alters in my mind to self-defeating. So I literally have alters that get activated to time me out, to move things around, to cause me to self-doubt and things like that. So it's very multi-layered. But thinking of real world 3D, now we want to start in the 3D first, always. Yeah. Dark Materials. Oh, John, have you watched Dark Materials? It's like the Golden Compass thing. Yes. Drop Dead Fred. Yes. Or Wild Horses Can't Be Broken. Not seen that. Okay. Oh, Whitbug, are you coming back? You're going to come tomorrow? Okay. All right then. Thank you for dropping by. We appreciate you. Please do go and follow at the John Whitberg. And if you'd like a movie review, honestly send it in, because he's so good at this kind of thing. It's going to go on his channel. So just send him $10 to paypal.me/John Whitberg, and he'll review the movie for you. And he's super smart. Yeah. So you need to make a list of all the movies and shows to watch. Well, I did a little clip from one of John's videos with Drago, where it talks about things to watch that are activating, and it starts off with Orphan Black. So if you've not watched my Orphan Black show, please do go and watch that, because I've literally looked like her in all of those different incarnations. I've had my hair in all those styles. I've done those jobs. You know what I mean? So you've seen Halo-like suits that were black with almost iridescent shield. Yes, I feel that too. Dreamt about being in one a year ago. Yeah, they're both along with Labyrinth. Oh, Labyrinth, yes. But sometimes I feel that like that woman, you know, she's just piling everything on her back. So good night, John. What are the time colonies with the witches that were saved? Oh, you're going to have to wait for John to come back now to answer that. But we did talk about that on another video, I think. So I did a video with John and David Purcell, and we might have talked about it then, or me, John, and Breakaway Ray. So yeah, so the like the Valhalla stuff, when they go and take the soul from the person's body, they just take the brainstem and they regenerate the person. There's all that kind of thing going on. How did you feel when you found out about the Orphan Black thing? Well, when it first came out, I can't remember when it first came out, but one of my sisters, who's super religious, she was into that show, and she said to me, you've got to watch this show. So, and obviously she doesn't know anything about this world. Well, she does. She knows what I'm getting into, but it's not her thing, so she just stays out of it. So my sister Pauline, she said to me, you've got to watch the show Orphan Black. And then she sat there and started to tell me the entire show. So then I was like, okay, girl, okay, I'm going to watch this show. So then I see her getting off the train in the show, Sarah Manning, and then she looks over and she sees the other version of her jump in front of a train. So I thought, okay, this is interesting. But it wasn't until there's a scene where one of them, they're in the bed at night, and she pulls something out of her mouth. So monitors came into the bedroom to run tests on her at night time, and she pulls some kind of monitoring device out of her mouth, like it had been left behind. That I had a massive recall, flashback, almost puked kind of moment. And that's when I thought, okay, something is wrong here. So I watched all of it. I did watch all of it, but it just made me feel really uncomfortable. Obviously, when I saw Helena, the one that's like, I don't know if she's Slovakian or whatever she is, but she's got the dyed blonde hair, and she looked like the clone of me that I'd encountered in France years earlier. That was like a whoa, 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 whoa kind of moment where like reality is just like, what the hell's going on here? So it's always been at the back of my mind about the clone thing, because I saw a doppelganger, and people have said to me, oh, I've seen you here, I've seen you there. So when I had, this time last year, I had a session with Jessica Morocco, and I just asked the question, I feel like I'm like the Orphan Black. I feel like I can see myself doing different things at different times. And she said to me, you're right. You need to go watch the video. It's on my playlist, Anchorhaven Origins. And she basically said, that's you. I see Julias everywhere. I see you as assassins. I see you as handlers. I see you as this, see you as that. But there's a brother. Do you know Drago Reed? And I was just like, why does everybody keep talking about this guy? Why is everyone saying I should talk to Drago about regression? I should watch Drago's videos. Why is everybody mentioning Drago Reed? So it was in that moment then I got this memory come in, and I'm strapped to a table, and he's opposite me. And then I realised it was true. It was true that he was the missing link, unfortunately. So I said that because then he got loads of memories come in about me then, once we reconnected. this time last year. How did you feel? Yeah, so the Orphan Black thing, it's just more of a confirmation that I knew it was true. So then I went on to have the ACIO video where I also confirmed that I am Umbrella Academy number 7. That's based on me as well. It's definitely something about the frizzled hair one. Yeah, Helena. Yeah, she's the best character in the show. But I've seen a version of me that looks just like that in France, and that's how I knew that one. And Cosima, the one with the dreadlocks. I used to have dreadlocks. I used to have dreadlocks when I was at college. So yeah, so do watch Orphan Black. It could be activating. They talk about clones, they talk about underground bases, they talk about topside, talk about programs, baby insertion, surrogates. There's a lot of information there. My clones are in general population. They're literally in general population. And obviously they're all different heights. They might have slightly different hair colour, like different shades of brown or blonde, all Germanic looking, because I'm very Germanic looking. But yeah, do watch Orphan Black. Drago also said Drago's found himself in the Dark TV show. I was told I'm in that TV show, but I don't resonate with it at all. Drago and I are both in Umbrella Academy. So I'm number 7. You can figure out which number he is for yourself. What else are we in together? I think that's the main one, is Orphan Black. So he's the caster clone and I'm the female clone. So yeah, I can't think what else. But there's quite a few things based on me. Was it hard to watch the rest of it when you started to have recalls? Just the whole thing was uncomfortable to watch, but I was kind of locked in because it's done in a really good way. But at that point in time, I didn't realise I was a clone. I just thought, this is messed up because, like, I've seen that woman, you know, what if that was true? So Dark really helps stretch the boundaries, especially the 3rd season, when it starts getting into parallel worlds. Okay, says Whitkus. Your last name messes with my head right now. Elijah. Okay, Elijah, I'm really not sure about that message. Thank you. That's not a good message. Okay. Yeah, so we're talking TV shows that are activating, so please do go and watch. Even things like Resident Evil. There's things in Resident Evil that are all based on the projects that we're in. There's a Red Queen AI, talks about a virus, it talks about enhancements. Yeah, so that Ghost in the Machine, Ghost in the Shell anime. Ghost in the Shell anime is the one John goes on and on about. I did a post, you can go back on my posts, and I started to list things that had come from John, and I put in some of my things as well. Now, I found things activating for me, like Big Trouble in Little China. I got recall off that movie. Right, there's one chase scene where they run through something where it's all pipes and, you know, and that is, I got Montauk activation off that. Hey Q17, good to see you. So we're generally talking right now about movies and TV shows that are activating for memory recall, regarding military abduction, and thanks Nathan. Yeah, so if you had something that you've watched something and it's activated you, Big Trouble in Little China was very interesting. But Wickers, did you find it activating? Because I really did. And of course they're talking about trafficking, right? They're talking about trafficking, looking for the woman. Oh, the Golden Child. I got an activation off the Golden Child. I'm going to get John to review the Golden Child for sure. So it talks about a magical child in a cage trying to eat like blood, you know? So the Golden Child. So John Whitberg will review movies and TV shows for just $10, okay? So you can send him a paypal.me/John Whitberg. And so these are all great things. So please do support his work. But he really loves doing this kind of work as well. Yeah, they were giving them, yeah, to mess up their abilities, yeah. So there was empowered people, there was amulets involved, there was rituals, and the Naga woman. So I have a Naga version of me, half human, half snake. I have Naga ancestry. Jack Burton always says, what does Jack Burton always say? I should know this. Go on, Woo. Have you checked in on Jason? He's in a dark place right now. It says, what the hell? No, come on. What does Jack Burton always say? Okay, sorry, I've lost the plot. Okay, I've been going for 103 minutes. He says that I love that movie. Oh, here we go. Oh, that got held, Q17. I suspect we have a little nagger in all of us. That got held for review. Do you have a nice alternate timeline, solar punk futures to share about? Well, the punk stuff is not good. So that steampunk future that I've seen, I'm literally rescuing people from that future. But also, after working with Whitberg for a while, I know that there's off-world colonies that have that kind of future tech, future look to them. So it's not always the future that I'm going to. I'm just going to like a Japanese breakaway. Oh, that's what he says. I love that movie. I actually think we have a little bit of all beings in us. I agree. So we're augmented with many, many star nations and whatever, mostly so that we can be on that vibration and communicate with them. Most of us work as emissaries and diplomats. So Japanese Naga is saying grace, mystery, subtle beauty, Anenra, smoke spirits. I have original VHS copy of Big Trouble in Little China. Ooh, Mandela effects. Can you check that? Steampunk features such dark overtones and energy to it. Yes, it does. It looks good, but it's not. Yeah. So any video games that have Arasaka in, that have Monarch, that have Kruger, what else? That has Spencer, Umbrella, they are all activating. Disclosure. Solarpunk. I've not heard of Solarpunk. Has anyone else heard of Solarpunk? Things change in movies when they bring out new versions. Interesting. So they're editing the movies with each re-release. So I'm stimming, guys. I'm stimming. This is not good. Solarpunk is a more permaculture and healing the earth and stuff. I've not been anywhere like that. Now I know Rob, typical skeptic, he goes to a place where he's like working the land. He's on a farm. So he possibly is in Solarpunk from time to time. Fortnite. I've not looked too much into Fortnite. My son got into it for a while, but I don't remember. So John Whitberg is a big gamer. So mentioned once before, Disney paid somebody a bunch of money to edit the old cartoons, put chemtrails in the sky. That's so interesting. Outlast horror game have Murkoff. Drago mentioned it. Okay. Always working on rehabilitating landscape and growing plants. That sounds really lovely. That sounds like off planet, you know. I'm not sure where. Yeah, it sounds like you could be transporting off planet in your dream time, your night travels, is what Kiss says. Look up John Liu. Okay. So yeah, so I put a clip on my video yesterday on my video channel, on my tab, from the episode that John Whitberg and Drago Reed did 3 months ago on John's channel, right? So they were talking about lots of things, and then towards the end they talk about shows to watch. So I took that 9-minute clip and I put it on my video tab, because again it talks about me being the Orphan Black, talks about me being Alias. Has everybody watched the Alias TV show, the espionage TV show with Jennifer Garner? So me and Christy Campbell were both in Alias style programs, and I do have a recall of being on a plane like that, you know, where she goes on that private plane and she gets debriefed, and so we're getting debriefed in the air so that it's like outer territory, something like play. Oh, I don't know. I don't like scary stuff. My world is scary enough. So John is currently doing a review on The Shining. He wants me to watch that before he releases his review. So there you go, guys. Rewatch The Shining, because spoiler, there is a review coming out by the John Whitberg. So YNK, Japanese breakaway military. I received soft disclosure via a game called Sol Shogunate. The trailer shows a portrait that looks just like Shinji Arasaka. Oh, interesting. Yeah, do check out Sakura Wars. I have a character in that. My character is Eris. That's one of my Japanese versions. Oh, you love The Shining? You sick person. I don't, you know, I've never actually watched it. I've been too scared to watch it. So, and I was talking to John recently, and I was like, I'll watch it if you want me to. And he's like, it's fine. And so I've got to try and watch it. Saying it's different if we were all together. Do you know, if we're having a movie night and we're all together in person, and I wouldn't feel so bad. But I'm here alone, and um, yeah, the Kubrick version. So hold on. Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, a lot of people talk about Dragon Ball Z at the moment. Super Saiyans fighting ETs to save the Earth. An Australian TV show called Parallax. Oh, I think I've seen that. Does anybody remember The Girl from Tomorrow, which was an Aussie TV show as well? That was like, that blew me away. Other timelines and alters, but it's a kids TV show. There's a lot of disclosure in kids TV. Yeah, especially from the 80s and 90s. Yeah, James doesn't do scary anymore. Yeah, interesting. Buck Rogers. Really? Only Aussie thing I know is Home and Away. Oh, yeah. So I grew up watching Home and Away and Neighbours. The liminal vibe is great. Interesting. Doubles. I want somebody else to watch Sense8 so I can talk about Sense8. I'm going to, at some point, pay, or I'm hoping someone else will pay, because I've already sent $20 to Mr. Whitberg to do 2 reviews for me. So you can have a movie or a TV episode of your choosing reviewed for $10. So please do go support his work over there. The cartoon Gravity Falls. You know, I think I've seen some of that. Sense8 was an alright show. So it's that bit where their minds rule. Me and Drago have that same kind of thing where our minds can meld. So happy they added a movie to end it. Must be a play on words. Sense8. Yeah. So there's like 8 people, and there's something happens. I need to rewatch it now, don't I? But they're all basically can take their consciousness into one of the others. So suddenly they'll find themselves like in South Africa, and they're getting attacked. And she's like the little Korean woman, so she beats the crap out of them, and then she goes back. So it's like the 8 of them start to merge together to support each other. And then there's one scene where they literally all have like a sacral activation together. It's awesome. And but Drago Reed and I have something similar because we're dyad bonded, so our minds can merge to create one super soldier kind of thing in a way. Connected and share skills, can communicate. Yeah, so I have a similar kind of thing with Drago in the programs. Not so much in the here and now. There's definitely a connection there though. Because I feel him in my head sometimes, and he must feel me in his head sometimes. 2000s Canadian Kids TV, a series called Class of the Titans. Yes. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. What about Sky High? Does anyone remember Sky High, that movie? Was that disclosure, do you think? Heroes, the TV show. Please can somebody request that to be reviewed by Whitberg, because that is a good show. And it starts off with people realizing that they've got these superhuman powers. Yeah, they've got these hero powers. And there's that dark guy trying to collect everybody's brains. Percy Jackson. Yes, I've heard people talk about that before. Yeah. Yeah, Kurt Russell. Yes. So, okay, so we've got so many great movies and TV shows. Please do ask for reviews. If you can afford that $10, please send it to John Whitberg, and he will be working on this for the next couple of months. Are we talking about conspiracy theories or just about... We're talking about activating shows so that they have disclosure in. The new Percy Jackson season 2. Oh, you know, I'm not sure. I've seen Percy Jackson's TV show. Alien movie, yes. So one of the things I was talking to John about recently was he was talking about Wizard of Oz, and I was saying about Return to Oz, and he is saying that that is a full-on horror movie, and how could I watch that when I was 10 years old if I can't watch The Shining? Right? Which is, it's true, right? I saw it at the cinema, and I remember afterwards drawing the Oz symbol on the mirror. So you're trying to activate portals right after the movie? Super creepy. Captain Planet Earth, wind, fire, water with our powers combined. Oh, yes. You love Alien. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I do. So yeah, so a lot of us who are in these programs, 3 piglets and a huffingpuff, what? They take that archetype, they take that character, and they put it in disclosure, TV shows and movies and whatever. So the thing like, what you call it, that everyone's talking about, Stranger Things. One, it's not based on the location you think, it's based on a different location with a similar project that John and I have both been to. And 2, they're using, so whatever her name is, the character L11, that's an archetype. It's based on a few of us. It's not based on one person. It's based on a few of us who went through similar circumstances. So they take the archetype But but for me personally, especially with number 7, they've literally taken my story. So the fact that, you know, she had this apocalyptic energy power, that she got suppressed down with her emotions to control the power. She gets the mind wipes, made to think that she's ordinary, that, you know, that she's blows up the future, she's blew up the moon. Yeah, that's literally my testimony right there. Pandorum and Event Horizon, also I'm not familiar with Pandorum. Disclosure in the building of the 3 houses. Something about the Infinity Stones. What about Loki? Have you guys watched Loki TV series? Oh, that totally changes everything. There's some good disclosure on how time works in that. In fact, they changed. Oh, we're talking on Mandela effect? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so for $10, John Whitberg will review all these things for you and make a video and put it on his channel. Yeah, so I can't guarantee he's going to do every single thing that's submitted. It has to be disclosure related. It has to be activating in some way, and he will break it down how it relates to the programs and stuff. I love entertainment conspiracies. You seem to be combining both. Yes, we do. Because they're not really conspiracies. They're truth that's coming out. American Gods. Okay, there was an episode in that where there's a yokai represented. And that same yokai is that god is represented in one of Christie's books as well. So like a woman ET that can consume people as food, that was represented in that American Gods show. Myth equals truth. Exactly. Yes, okay. I've been going for 115 minutes. It's 8:10 here in the United Kingdom. It is Tuesday. I'm going to be going now because I have a client in a couple of hours for a private reading. If anybody would like to go deeper with me and have a one-to-one session, there is an offer on my website right now at anchorhaven.co.uk. You can check out my private sessions page. My diary is open. I'm going to be going away this weekend. So I'm going to be going to Wales. So I'm going to be live streaming from Wales at random times while I'm away, Friday to Monday. So I won't be doing my Saturday night group, but tonight I'm going to be live on Typical Skeptic podcast at some point. I'm on TSP for my monthly updates, so I'll be talking about what's been going on in my world, things that I've discovered, about the new flame activation that I had yesterday. I'll be talking about SSP, so I don't mind taking a few questions about things that Drago talked about yesterday that are related to me and him. Some other things are just not in my awareness like they're in his, so we have very different pathways, you see, even though we're connected. Yeah, so I'm not going till Friday in Wales, so I will still be on. And there's something for tomorrow. Somebody was going to come back and watch tomorrow. So tonight, I'm on Typical Skeptic. Wednesday, I thought I was interviewing John P. Adventures. He says he's interviewing me and that I should have interviewed him yesterday, so there's a bit of miscommunication. But on Wednesday I'm also interviewing for a live Q&A Matthew Mornian, Remember Your Mission. So I'm excited about that. So I've got I'm on Typical Skeptic tonight, and then tomorrow I've got 2 podcasts as well. I have a feeling there's a need to do a diary video coming in, because there's some uncomfortable energies in the field right now for our community. So I might do a diary video. So take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Apologise to people who put personal messages in. I've had to step in with some boundaries. It's not that we don't appreciate you, we do, but this is not always the right platform for sharing too much personal information. Please do seek help from a qualified medical practitioner if you have mental health issues or physical health issues. Podcasts are not always the way to go. But we appreciate you guys showing up for each other every single day. And thank you for coming back. So I'll see you guys later. Take care.